This is Rudkowski of WeAreChange.org, and I'm joined by the one and only Gary Johnson, Libertarian presidential candidate and also former governor of New Mexico. An awesome, incredible human being, and I definitely want to talk to you because there's a lot of amazing updates when it comes to the Libertarian Party and the voting and the debates and everything that has been happening. Can you give us an update? What's been happening with the Libertarian Party, the third party that the mainstream media doesn't want to talk about?
Well, most importantly is the Libertarian nominee will be on the ballot in all 50 states. So when you talk about third party, you're talking about the Libertarian Party. I hope to be that nominee, but that's something that really is getting overlooked by everybody. Libertarian Party on the ballot in all 50 states. You want a third party candidate? I might be it.
There's a lot of primaries happening now. Can you give us the latest update on just the status that you're in, the other candidates that are, and the whole process that's going to take to, figure out who the Libertarian candidate is?
Well, so Libertarians are engaged in many state conventions. There are going to be several debates, probably a dozen debates. And at the end of all that, it will be delegates that will go to Orlando, Florida over Memorial Day and vote for the nominee.
I wanted to ask your kind of opinion on the political restructuring that's happening right now, because we're seeing a lot of talk here, especially at CPAC, about probably a brokered convention. We're seeing a lot of neoconservatives also call for a third party to go against Trump. How do you see the political landscape changing? Because this seems like a very odd year, unlike all the other presidential elections before.
Well, what we've got in American politics is you've got the Republican nominee that goes out and tries to garner the support of 30% of the far right. You have the Democrat nominee that goes out and tries to garner the support of 30% of the far left. When 50% of Americans now say that they're independent, what you end up with the two major parties is you end up with a solid 30% representation of the American public. So there is an absolute disgust with politics as usual, and if there has ever been an opportunity for libertarians, it's now.
I was wondering, also with the political landscape changing, obviously Donald Trump is trending. Obviously everyone's talking about Donald Trump. I wanted to know, what would you do different when it comes to his foreign policy? Because if you look at his foreign policy, he wants to kind of cut military spending. He doesn't want to intervene inside of Syria. He wants to release the 28 pages with the 9/11 report. Do any of his positions, would you apply any of his positions when it comes to his foreign policy?
Well, I do believe that our military interventions, although not the cause of Islamic terrorism, have not made the situation better. So we can contain what's happening over in the Middle East. Islamic terrorism is very real, but we address it with our brains. We cut off the funding. We recognize the homegrown threat that exists, and we address that, not with boots on the ground, not dropping bombs. I disagree with his statement completely about killing the families of Islamic terrorists. I think that that's crazy.
Where do you stand on his issues of weakening the First Amendment, expanding libel laws, also saying he would expand the NSA?
I disagree with all of those, just categorically disagree with that. Civil liberties are really important, and I think Donald Trump presidency will erode civil liberties.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gary, about everything, and the link to your website will be in the description below. Thank you so much for being on the show.